mute Discord too, so that's not the...
No.
Yeah. Alright. Ooh, that was kind of abrupt. Alright. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group C, Through the Heart. And we are live. We have a full party tonight, minus Carter. I will be controlling him. And this is episode 10. Oh, let's get some light on my face. I know, right? The hype, as you guys finally hit episode 10.
We did it. We're not dead.
Yeah, so I'll try and
money pain.
I'll try and be brief about the recap for last session. So, last session starts. The party returned to Dockensdale on the 18th of Priestess. You guys had just gotten back from your quest of retrieving the shield of the Calgaran family from the recently discovered catacombs. And nothing else bad happened while you guys were there at the catacombs. When you guys got back to Dockensdale, Lysina handed Carter a bunch of papers to sign. Among the papers were, she officially established your guys' guild stance. The Octus will be teaching public lessons each day in different places in the Lilnagai. Your guild is funding an orphanage called Rosedale Park. And then the other forms he did not sign. Then moving on from there, Lysina informed you guys, well, she had had an assassin tied up in the guild halls. Your security caught him. He was sneaking out. He had poured a vial of poison into an entire barrel of wine, hoping to cause the guild members... Oh my gosh, Tracy, that typing is intense.
Sorry.
Oh, it's cool. I'm just going to turn you down for a little bit. Alright, there was a spy. She caught him and said that he had poisoned a barrel of wine. And left Carter to figure out his punishment. Meanwhile, Lysina led Altus up to his room and unveiled her final piece of evidence against him, that he was not who he said he was. Altus claimed to be an Arcanist, and he had left his spellbook here in the guild hall, and he confirmed to her that he had been casting spells the whole time on the road, which meant he was not a wizard. From there, she told Altus to either come clean by nightfall, or else she was spilling the beans. And then Altus and Carter had a talk, and Altus revealed who he truly was and why he was at the guild hall. The party talked to Octus later, and Octus had several jobs for you guys if you wanted to go and pursue them. There were bounties that you guys could track down. There was a missing member of the government in a neighboring city that would be rewarded if you guys found out any information about it. And there was a caravan that needed to be escorted to Marbleport. From there, you guys talked to Pax and Arabella and found out that they were disguising themselves to be at the gala event tonight at Irlor's shop, where you guys were expected to meet Cardrin, the man that is probably behind the government murders going on. Pax told you guys he was going to be meeting with Irlor at the shop, and that she was going off of some intel and going to be there staking it out. You guys went to the gala event and mingled with all of the upper class of Ililnagai. Saw some familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces, but you could not find Cardrin or Pax in this crowd. When the whole time you guys were here moving through the crowd, Grax was not feeling the familiar pull of Stormbreak, the sword that had been calling his attention for sessions and sessions on end, and asked Irlor if he could see it. When he asked Irlor if he could see it, Irlor led him to the back of the shop to show him where the sword was, and it appeared to be missing from its case. Irlor rallied all of his guards in the area and decided to conduct an investigation to find it. As Irlor stepped out of the room and Grax was alone investigating the back shop, the God of Death appeared in front of Lumigrax, impaled him to the wall with the sword, and gave him more specific instructions on what he needed to do.
You're the fuck up, man.
Yeah, the party and Irlor came back to Lumigrax to see him impaled to the wall with the sword. And surprise! They found it! Yay! As things seemed to be okay, Lumigrax moved to pick up the sword and wielded it, and it turned out he was attuned to it. The sword overpowered his personality, and now it is calling to him for blood. The sword must claim a life before Lumigrax can part with it.
Stab himself.
Everybody in the room except for your friend.
Alright.
So me.
So...
Oh, go ahead.
You guys are at some, like, high-class social party thing last session?
Yes.
Well, good thing Hiragni didn't go.
Hiragni was kind of just bumbling behind of just like, I don't want to do this.
Yep, that's pretty accurate.
But she would be in the room with the rest of the party. The scene before you, there is Andorra, the risen envoy of discipline that you guys, or I'm sorry, Lidora, that you guys met when you first came to town. She has her sword pointed along with her 4 students at Lumigrax in the backside or back room of this shop. It is dimly lit. All 5 of them have their swords pointed at Lumigrax. Irlor is stepping back behind them, and Irlor's guard, Nylissa, is stepping forward. She is going to tell everybody to stand back. I got this.
Yeah, Rodney's gonna get her bow out.
What is Lumigrax doing?
He is gonna stand his ground because he's got swords pointed at him.
Alright. Nylissa starts casting a spell. Does Grax want to do something?
Yeah, he wants to attack, but like not kill her.
Alright, roll me initiative.
Yeah, I want to roll me initiative as well. I'm not letting him do this.
Okay, wait. I put up the turn order. Well, actually, just roll initiative, and I can keep up with it since we're cinematic combat.
I'm gonna use Bend Luck against Frogny.
Ooh. I got a 9.
Alright, Nylissa rolled a 15.
Woo!
And I'm not going to go and add all of their initiative bonuses. Just whatever they roll is what their initiative is going to be. One student... Well, I'll actually roll all the students together. The students rolled a 10. Rodney is on a 24.
Do Do we need to roll for initiative?
If you want to do anything in this combat, you'd be acting against everybody else's initiative of, like everybody dashing forward. And the highest initiative is, going to be the first round. You can roll initiative if you want, or you can choose to sit this one out.
Did it go in? Is that, you wanted to send...
Oh, no. I'm not going to do it on turn order. I can keep up with it in my mind. Alright. So, are you bending luck on Rodney's initiative?
No. Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, you really don't have to. That's already the most luck.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Rodney is going... Oh, yeah, Rodney is going to definitely... is definitely going to win initiative. You see Nylissa step forward. She is the armored spell sword that disabled Carter before and dragged him out of the shop. She has stepped in front of the party and told everybody to stand back. She begins casting a spell at Lumigrax, and Lumigrax charges forward at her. Rodney has 1 initiative. What is she doing?
Grappling.
Alright, roll me an athletics check contested by Lumigrax's athletics check.
Toss my bow to the side and I'm gonna grapple him. Because I don't want to hurt my good bow.
That's fair. Alright. Lumigrax is going to be restrained by Rodney. If you have extra attack, grapple takes one of the attacks of your extra attack. You can still do your other parts of your action if you want to do anything.
Can I, like, pin him down? Is that the same as a grapple, or...?
So you can substitute another one of your attacks with a shove attempt, which at this point would just be, like, leaning forward and, trying to push him down to the ground.
I'll do that.
Alright, I am going to rule that since Rodney has Lumigrax grappled, he's going to roll with disadvantage to keep his balance.
Athletic?
Yes, it is a athletics check contested by, once again, Lumigrax's acrobatics or athletics.
Alright, Rodney's gonna say I'm not letting you do this stupid goddamn cult shit.
Alright, so Lumigrax is able to keep his balance as Rodney pins him in place. Next up on the turn order, it is Icium.
Okay. So, I dinged. Because I dinged at the end of last session, do I automatically get the new 4th level spell slot?
No, you'll get it at the end of your long rest tonight.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I need to roll Carter's initiative. Carter rolled a 5. Icium sits back.
No. I am going to say, wait. I'm sure we can all talk this out. This is absolutely a misunderstanding. I don't think there's any kind of anger here.
Roll me a persuasion check. Alright, yeah, the faces that were too slow to, like, move in this, dash of action, they're all, definitely gonna be looking at you. Nylissa's, spell goes off. She casts, Hold Person on Lumigrax. Give me a will save, versus her spell, save DC.
I was just about to say, she's gonna shoot him while I'm on top of him, I swear to God. I hold this guy down for you and you goddamn shoot me in the face.
What kind of save, Brandon?
A wisdom saving throw against her spell save DC.
I thought you said will.
I went to bend luck on his wisdom save, for a bonus.
Okay, are you moving it down or up?
Up.
Alright, roll a d4 and add it. Or do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, just roll.
Okay, give me un secondo. I don't think, even on a 4, this is, going to...
Hold on, Brandon, you're not allowed to say that yet.
Alright, let's see,
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, 4.
I also want to use Bardic Inspiration on that.
You have to toss out Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action. You have to spend those on your turn.
I can do cutting words on her though, right? As a
no, not against her spell save.
Damn it.
Yeah, her spell save is her spell save.
We tried to help you murder people, Greg.
Alright.
Thank you. That warms my heart.
Lumagrax is going to fall limp and begin drooling on the floor. Just like before, Nylissa is going to pull out the band of chains at her waist and start tying up Lumagrax. She moves to him. She cannot tie him up this round. We'll go one more. We'll go, finish this round of initiative. And then, of course, we'll go, back into cinematic. So
I did nothing wrong.
On a
unconstitutional.
On a 14, are moving at 14. Ladora is going to step in front of her students, sheathing her sword, and say, "Stand down." And she looks to Isium and say, "Let's hope so." In response to his, "Hey, we can all talk about this." That is her turn. At a 10, all of her students sheath her sword. Let's see, who's next? Lumagrax, at the end of your turn, you're entitled to a save against Nylissa's hold person.
Wisdom.
Lumagrax, I just want to let you know, you don't have to roll for it. You can just say, I'm gonna...
Yeah, you can choose to fail it if you want.
I just want you to know, I am behind you if the plan is to murder everyone.
I'm gonna roll.
Remember what's on your hand. We can get out of this easily. We don't have to murder everyone.
Lumagrax isn't smart enough to remember his hands at this time.
Damn it.
Alright.
Lumagrax is paralyzed for life.
Yeah, Lumagrax continues drooling.
Jesus Christ.
Good.
Not just a nat 1, 2 nat 1s in a row.
Skills.
Let's see, moving at 6, it is Altus's turn.
I'm going to prepare a scorching ray and use and then I'm going to be like, hey, we either all stand down or we all burn to death.
All right, so escalation.
I'm gonna break your face.
Alright, Carter moves at 5. Carter is going to look at you and say, put the damn ray away.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking 4 for once.
And we're gonna end initiative there. I'm assuming Ragni just keeps Lumagrax kind of pinned until Nylissa has him sufficiently chained up.
Yep.
All right. It takes her a little less than a minute to get the chains worked around Lumagrax. The same student who removed the sword is going to pick it up again. Lumagrax comes to, the hold person fades and he is chained. The student is placing the sword back into the box, and Lumagrax just is consumed with grabbing this. Like, his entire attention's focused on this. Like, it feels like a piece of his soul is in that weapon.
Because it is.
Am I allowed to continue talking now?
Yeah, we're out of initiative. Anyone can say anything. Nylissa has him tied up, and she looks to Ladora and says, "Shall I escort him to I'm in watch, and she says, no need, we'll take him as our charge.
Now, everybody, before we all get angry, I feel like Grax should have a second to explain himself. Grax, I noticed that you have your notebook out. What you write down?
Am I, like...
Is he coherent enough to
Yeah,
talk?
am I coherent, Brandon?
You know what? I will allow Grax that opportunity. Roll a wisdom check. Roll a wisdom save. DC 12 if you can focus enough on anything other than your all-consuming urge to grab this sword and start stabbing people.
Bardic inspiration.
My wisdom
Start
says
singing
have not been doing good.
Mhm.
The 16! What?
Yeah, so you're like gritting your teeth through this, and the whole time, like, he's been talking, Lumagrax's vision has not shifted from the box. But you, like, the words go into your head, and you do have, like, that moment of clarity of just like, wait, what?
I'd say that, the sword, that Death stabbed me with the sword, and I wrote down pretty pictures, and that she wants me to kill somebody again.
Oh, you could have left off the kill somebody part.
Well, you told me to say what happens.
All right.
Yeah,
So
your fault, shiny boy.
As I'm trying to get
first,
to the sword.
Nylissa rolls a history check. Then Ladora rolls a history check, and then Irlor rolls one. As you say, death. Nylissa is just going to like pull the chains a little bit and push you over and say, I honestly don't care. As she pushes you towards Ladora. Ladora looks at you and says, Death? Irlor tilts his head and says, the gatekeeper?
Yes.
Yes.
I say that in character.
She has come to me multiple times. Because I escaped her realm.
Absolute nutter.
Yeah, as you say that, Ladora is going to like look down at Carter, and Carter is just going to kind of like have his head in his have his head in like the palm of his hand, and she's going to say, I'd be more wary about the people you employ, Master Banecaller. And she looks to Lumagrax and says, "It's not my place to judge. It's the lights."
The Lord.
But I'm gonna step up here. Yes, but no crime has been committed here today. You're arresting him when his only crime was being stabbed in the stomach by a magic sword.
Didn't he also attempt murder?
I was
did not
defending
swing
myself.
The sword. He was defending himself. He was barely coherent because he had been stabbed in the stomach.
Now, also the exact words we ended last session on, everybody drew their swords on Lumagrax, and Ladora said, "Put down the sword," and Lumagrax said, "No, it's calling to me." Or no, Lumagrax said, "No, the sword's calling to me."
Right, and
And-
doesn't that seem a little suspicious to you guys? That he definitely had some connection with this sword. Does anyone know how this sword works? And
Shouldn't
can
we
I
just
do a
melt it
history
down and
check?
destroy it then?
I will give you a I'll entitle you to another history check if you'd like. You did roll one before and got an 11, but you were taught about this sword.
Brandon.
I see that. You can make a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my lucky feat to re-roll that 0.
Go ahead.
18.
All right. On in 18, yeah, you're gonna know. Historically, this sword was taught to be a gift from the goddess Alilia, given to a Sky Queen for religious reasons. While it is in Renalta's portfolio as a god of trickery, to do something like this, it's gonna be pretty tough trying to convince anyone, you know, oh, Renalta gave him this sword to, you know, do stuff with. But yeah, you do know the sword is otherworldly and doesn't exactly obey physics.
So when you guys all came back into this room, Grax was alone and impaled on the wall. This sword is otherworldly by nature. That means that it doesn't follow the rules that we know. Are you guys willing to say without a doubt that he was trying to do something nefarious with this sword and not the sword was actually legitimately calling to him? What if he is meant to have this sword?
But if the sword possessed him to do violent acts, why should he have it?
Maybe those violent acts lead to greater things, like, you know, couldn't end the war without murdering the leader of the opposite faction.
Alright,
that's bad.
So, Tracy?
Yes.
I need something very important from you, okay?
Okay.
Oh, this sword is a bastard sword. How are you concealing this?
Well, that would have been great for a whisper. I'm shoving it into my cloak.
Alright, so,
or like under my robes.
So
this is like just slightly shorter than a great sword, Tracy.
Yeah, so as you are talking, nobody in the room noticed you except for one risen student. Who, like, once you peep up, she's going to look to you and just be like, wait, you didn't have a sword when you walked. And everybody's, or rather the two other students who are next to her are going to inspect you.
Tracy? Tracy, you have illusion spells, and now is the time to use them.
300 IQ.
Yeah, and
look, I rolled a high number. I thought we were good.
Yeah, she's polite. She's not just flat out accusing you of just like, oh my god, he stole the sword. She walks over to the chest, and next to the other risen scribe is there, and she's gonna be rolling against your save. And she's done a nat 20 it. She's gonna poke through. If you can do anything, you burn your bin luck already. If you
can cutting words her?
No, I can still use my bin luck because it goes off of my it goes purely off of points.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she did nat 20 it, which is a success on saving throws. It's not always a success on ability checks, so I need to check mirror image and see if it's an insight against your saving throw.
Major image.
Okay. If it is an insight or if it is an ability check. Because if it's an ability check, you can do that. Let's see. Alright. With a successful intelligence check against your spell save DC, you can influence it.
Is Bradley also able to add cutting word? Or any I wasn't able to add anything.
It depends on if I notice what's going on, because Brandon never even like.
No, she didn't say anything. Like,
Okay.
Altus started talking. She pointed to Altus and said, "Wait, you never." She quieted down, and then she walked over to the person who placed the sword in the chest.
Can I throw the skull at her face?
No.
Trying to think of a good solution.
She pokes her finger through your major image. The sword in the case flickers slightly. She looks.
It's warping again. Everybody, quickly!
She looks up and points and says, "They're stealing the sword."
Everybody, quickly!
Oh my god. Hey, listen, everybody. I realize this looks bad. I just want to know that Altus there, he's a moron, and he was definitely acting alone. I promise.
I was acting
I
for
swear to you.
This is a prophecy that cannot be stopped by you people. This prophecy must be fulfilled. We've released an ancient evil upon the land, and we need this to go and right our wrongs.
All right. So as you say that, and Alyssa is stepping forward, hand on her spell book and another hand on her sword. She is just gonna say, "I really don't care about a prophecy. I just want to go home tonight after all of this. Can you please yield?"
We yield.
Yeah, everybody
Throw
else.
the sword on the ground, and I call it stupid.
As you throw the sword on the ground, Earlore is going to dive for it and try and catch it and say, "This is priceless! You scoundrels!"
Wait. I have a question. And I'm going to say this as I am clearly yielding. Like, hands in the air, an apologetic posture.
I rolled so high.
Please don't shoot me.
Shoot him! He's the one who brought us
That's
here.
the whole question. Can you please not?
No. So my question is this: if it turns out that we are actually in a prophecy and that Grax is meant to have this sword, how are we going to assure that Grax will get the sword and Iralore's not just gonna skip town since he's already having these legal troubles? I think you guys should also
kill Iralore.
Sword in with us for questioning, and Iralore if need be.
And the staff he has.
Yeah. As you say that, Iralore is going to look at you like a bunch of loyal employees you are. Ledora, already sheathing her sword again, is gonna say, Iralore's entire inventory is going to be in the hands of Iman Watch for the duration of this investigation.
Harder to steal. I mean, I didn't say that out loud.
I feel like you did.
Yeah,
both of those were out loud.
Tracy, go ahead and give us a wisdom save on whether or not you said that out loud.
No. I said both out loud.
Yeah. Nylissa is while she used chains for Lumagrax, she's only tying up Altus with strands of rope.
I'm a great and powerful wizard. Why do I get rope?
You have not tried to escape them.
Lumagrax, use your barbaric strength or your dummy power.
She looks down. She looks down to Carter and says, "Master Banecaller, will you be accompanying your guildmates to Iman Watch this time?" Carter is going to exhale and say, "I guess." She laughs a little bit and says, "Well, at least it'll be a little bit more pleasant this time with you being on the outside of the cells."
Wait, am I also under arrest? I didn't technically do
No,
it.
you're not. Altus
Why
and
we don't
Blummergrass
know
are.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do
either.
anything.
I did nothing wrong.
I need you
This
to
is-
do me a favor right
This
now.
is unconstitutional.
I need you to look at your hand, and I promise you that I will represent you and I will get you out of this.
What about me? I was only doing what was
Fuck
best
you,
for
Altus.
Lumberjacks. I was
you.
doing what was best for Lumberjacks.
We were 90% through me talking us out of this situation, and you're like, "Hey, let's steal the goddamn sword." No, fuck
I
you.
rolled super high. It was a good idea.
I'm going to be Rex's defense in the trial, and I'm going to be the prosecution in yours. Fuck you.
So, by the way, the risen member who noticed you rolled a 19 on the die, and they're trained in perception, so she just barely saw you. Just
So if I had bended luck, I would have been fine.
No, not on getting noticed. On your Ben luck, she rolled a nat 20 on your spell save. If your spell save is 17 and you rolled a 4, you would have been good. If your spell save is 16 and you rolled a 4, she would still touch.
Wait, I can't go to jail. I'm wanted.
Don't say that!
I didn't say that out loud.
It's funny that
was out of character.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's funny that you should say that, because one of your other party members is not wanted, but looking for questioning. Alright. So, Ladora...
No, I changed his nose, it's fine.
Ladora looks back at her students and says,
Stay in school.
says you guard the party as the final items are sold off. Whatever remains for the evening, a caravan should be here to transport them safely to Diamond Watch within the hour. The
Rocky,
students
help us out. Fuck you, Cyclops.
Ladora begins leading you guys out onto the streets of Shield Way.
Hey, Tracy.
Yes.
Just speaking this as a player and not as my character.
Yeah.
Since you're only tied up with rope, there's an arguable thing that you could probably go ahead and disguise yourself.
I would probably have to run and then disguise myself.
No. I'm saying once we get in jail, disguise yourself.
Just wait, where's the guy we threw in the cell? Oh, he's gone! Oh, okay, well, have a good day.
Yeah, but they're probably high in perception and everything. They've been drinking their Sunny D. They're gonna know.
Their sunny perception.
Oh man.
Well, I'm pissed off at you, so
Well,
Hey, it almost worked.
On an out of character note, I was trying to do this to help us murder people. Because we would have been one step closer to whatever it is that we're moving towards that may or may not be good, but it's moving towards something.
Feels
I
bad.
try to the hangman for me.
Feels real bad.
I can't
Alright.
explain Iridia. They're gonna ask. She took me from this jail. I'm her charge.
Alright, so, they are, or Ladora, just Ladora is leading you guys to, Diamond Watch. She's, the whole time, walking there, she's sharing, banter, back and forth with, Carter about the going-ons of his, guild, and, how, you guys, the Eyes of the Magtiff, are kind of making a, splash in the political scene of Dawkinsdale, right now.
Splash.
Despite her having one of you guys in chains, and the other one of you tied up in rope, it appears that she thinks very highly of you guys. Or at least at least the not criminal portion of you guys.
Do I still have my skull?
I'm not a criminal.
Oh, I assume you probably would have put your skull in like your bag when you were two-handing a bastard sword, you know.
Bastard swords in Dark Souls are small.
They're one-handed weapon.
Hey, Brandon,
Go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Yes.
Does the thing that happens with the sword and Grax where it calls to him, can that be countered by counter charm? Or no? Is that like
Let me.
trying to work against God?
Why would you want to counter it? We need him to hold the sword and fulfill the prophecy.
I need him to, at the very least, be fucking coherent when I'm defending him.
Good
Yeah.
luck with that.
I mean, is that really gonna help?
This whole time, by the way, too, Gratz has like an innate understanding too, like the exact destination and point of the sword. Like he basically feels its presence as like another limb. Let's see. Counter charm, gain the ability to use musical notes to disrupt mind-influencing effects as an action. You can start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and friendly creatures within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. A creature, it is not frightened or charmed, but I will roll that you can pep talk Grax before he picks up, or before he draws the sword each time he draws it, and that will give him advantage on the saving throw.
On like a
Okay,
scale of
cool.
1 to 10, how bad would it be if I just ran?
Really bad.
Like, would she catch me? Like, does she have
I
No.
catch.
Yeah, I was about to say, nobody has tested Andora's combat abilities, but so far she just stepped away with Carter, who has told her before, you know, he is a former ex-criminal. Two criminals that, you know, she has in chains, a Bard and Hrogni. And she does not at all seem like phased or threatened by you guys.
shit? I'm thinking like, if I could run and disguise myself. And just
You
back up
can
to
try.
the wall.
I'm just saying, you guys don't know. You guys
Well, I
don't
mean,
really know
she just
anything
stood up
about
to a dude
Ledora.
with a magical. So I mean, I feel like she's not too bad off.
Yeah, for those who live in Ililnagai, she is her rank is an envoy of discipline as far as like the Risen members go. That is probably just like if you were to think about the Risen as an army, that's just below being like a lieutenant.
Gotta be some way to deal with.
You guys know she has a little bit of pull behind her name as far as, you know, influence goes, but it's really hard to judge each member of the Risen's like combat abilities. If you want to run, I will not stop you. You are always free to make bad decisions.
Are we like by a bridge where I can dive into some water, or?
You guys are on Shield Way. I'm gonna draw it in green. You are headed in that direction, down that road.
Oh, there is like no water, and of course, Shiny Boy is gonna run after me. Traitor.
Traitor.
I'm telling you, we can talk our way out of 90% of our problems.
Well, I mean, your version of talking our way out of this is bring me.
I'm just going to say that Grax is part of a prophecy and you deserve death.
I'm only fulfilling the prophecy. I'm doing what God wants.
The wrong god.
What death wants.
Still a god.
We're just going to send you to death faster so you can continue serving her.
I serve no one. I mean, God, yes.
As you are being transported like through Iman Watch, of course, Ililnagai is a super bureaucratic place. So Ladora has to stop at like 3 different places to get forms to like properly file you guys before she secures a cell for you. You know, walking past another guard and trading banter of just like, cells are filling up quicker with criminals than we can judge them. And she shrugs and it's like, it's just 8th day for you. That is the equivalent of, you know, 2 cops talking. It's like, yeah, it's Friday night. Anyways, though, they finally secure a cell for Altus and Lumagrax on the 17th floor of this tower.
Are we in the same cell?
I will roll you guys. Yes, you're in the same cell. I'm going to roll you guys a percentage die as far as which direction you're facing. You are looking northwards over the city to Kaisenir. You can see fires and the torchlights and lanterns of the city. Unfortunately, there's no sea breeze hitting this side of the tower through your window, so it's kind of stagnant. Ladora opens the cell and gestures you guys inside, and she says, you guys have friends in high places. Hopefully you can get a trial by tonight.
Oh, God.
Alright, Lumbergrax, look. I've got a plan.
What is it?
Grax knows.
You can't talk to him, you're not here. We can melt the lock and then make a break for it.
That's a terrible plan.
Look, there's a good chance if I go on trial, they're gonna ask me about a certain someone that I used a certain some be, and that's gonna be real hard to explain that I blighted her in the face by accident.
But if I run, then that means that I did something wrong and I didn't do anything.
No, it doesn't mean you did anything wrong.
Grax, roll me to have any, like, you can get those words out like without like a crushing mental edit, but roll me a wisdom save to, you know, just not be overcome with like the will to just start bashing against the wall to get this sword.
18.
18. You are keeping it together. Where was the 18 when Hold Person was going off?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is a good thing. This is a good thing.
It's a bad thing. I need raged out Lumbergrass. I need the Hulk. Fuck.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
Alright, look. Gonna disguise myself. Oh, as you.
As me.
Yeah, no. Yes? No. They can't incarcerate 2 of you.
Can they?
Oh my God, you're gonna get Grax killed. You're trying to kill Grax.
No. I want to get us both out of this. Out of character. Like, I don't know who to disguise myself as. If I just go as a beggar, they'll just be like, whatever, you belong here.
That's fine. If you can find a way to get out of this cell and into the next and look like a beggar, it's probably the equivalent of being thrown in the drunk tank.
Yeah, you know what? They don't know the extent of my magic. Yeah, I'll disguise myself as a woman beggar, scantily clad in torn attire.
Okay.
God, now they're gonna murder Grax for
Yeah.
ripping apart your clothes in jail.
This is what I'm going with.
There is a guard outside your guys' door. They don't have very much sight into like what's happening inside the cell.
Well, I do it in the darkest fucking corner.
Yeah, they can hear you, but you know they're not going to be looking in like, hey. As far as the rest of the party goes, so there are leisure areas of Iman Watch for the more privileged to wait in. And Ladora, of course, would offer you guys one as, she knows you have, like, friends in high places that are going to get you one regardless. As she's leading, she comes back to the party and starts leading you guys to, like, one of these waiting areas. And she's talking to the party and says, your friends are safely under the watch of, are safely under the watch of some members that I train personally. I know with the current assassinations there's some fear of the government, but that stuff will blow over.
I told you they were bad people.
As she...
Hey!
You can say what you're saying, but as like you start talking and she's leading you into this like high up balcony room that's just like open looking across the north eastern part of the city, there is a risen scribe who runs up to Ladora. She has a quick conversation with her and hands her a bag. Ladora is going to turn and offer it towards the party. And it appears to be a coin pouch. And she's going to say, apparently there was a bounty out on a... apparently there's a bounty out on somebody similar to your friend.
Sure.
And she's gonna say a murder over in the inn that you guys were staying at when you first came into town. And she's gonna look at Carter and say, I'm sure it's nothing more than a misunderstanding. I'll handle the questioning myself.
That picture looks nothing like me.
Yeah, I changed his nose.
She offers the gold towards the party and says, I have no need for bounty gold.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And I grab the gold.
She bows and says, is there anything else that I can help you with before I go?
Is there any way you could send a message to the Supreme Light's daughter for us and tell her, help?
Ladora bows and says, of course, we are of service.
Thank you very much.
She bows and leaves the room. You guys are now. By the way, this balcony, it's nice. It's probably about. It's got like 2 or 3 benches in it, and these are like plush leisure benches that are more for reclining than sitting. And there's one table here and a couple different books on it. Each, different thing from the Sun Yith. There's no fruit, no food, no anything else, and this whole place is probably maybe 20 to 25 feet in diameter. And of this 20 to 25 feet, there's like a 10-foot open wall where you guys can see out our open area where you'd expect like a wall to be with a balcony that you can see out over the city. This is definitely not as nice as the one that you were waiting in when Lydia got you one, but it's better than the bottom floors of the tower. However, for all intents and purposes, you guys are alone. Or at least Rogni and Icium and Carter are up there alone.
So, let's be honest, guys. How fucked are we?
You mean, how fucked are you?
Hey, I'm not in trouble. I'm just saying, we got Grax. Grax might be in trouble.
Grax worships a death god and kills people. That's not my problem.
The gang falls apart.
I think I can talk our way out of this, but I really need Lydia. Everything is hinging on her getting here quickly.
Our freedom.
Yeah, by the way, it's not late. Well, it's starting to be late. It's on the, it's about 10 o'clock at night by the time you guys get into Hyman Watch. Oh, go ahead.
Can we, like, nap?
Yeah, you can.
If I nap, do I get my extra spell slot?
No, long rest. You can wait here for 8 hours, and if you complete your whole 8-hour rest here, yes, you do get it. I can tell you as a DM, you're not gonna get 8 hours, because, things are gonna be happening.
Okay.
But, for Isium's, perspective, yes, he can lay down and just, go to sleep until somebody comes here. The bureaucracy works slow.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just take a nap after pacing for about 30 minutes.
Alright. Lumagrax. So, you feel the sword, moving. You feel it, growing closer to you. It is, being transported to the tower.
Do I need to make another wisdom save?
No, you don't have to make another, wisdom save, but as you feel the sword moving, the door is going to open, and, what appears to be somebody with a, herbalist kit and a couple other, medicines is going to come in, and is going to start inspecting you and sit down and prodding different areas of you, they're going to say, yeah, they said one of the prisoners was pretty banged up. What happened to you? He starts bandaging your wounds. Say it again.
A magical sword stabbed me.
He laughs and says, I'm guessing you took some street drugs for the pain. Yeah. He looks to Altus in the room and points to Lumagrax and kind of whirls his finger around his head.
I'm not Altus, I'm a lady.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Psst. Tracy. Yeah. This guy probably has the herbs that you need to cure your disease.
So I should blow him for the herbs.
Oh yeah, yeah. This whole time, yeah, you would have probably been coughing and etc.
Well, did he notice me coughing? Can he be a good doctor for 5 seconds? This is what my tax dollars are going to.
Your tax dollars? When's the last time Altus paid taxes?
Hey, that doesn't matter.
Also, wouldn't you want the doctor to take care of somebody who has really bad wounds over someone with a cough?
I have a disease. He's been through worse. He killed a child.
Whoa! No, don't say that.
I did nothing of the sort.
So I didn't say that out loud. That was out of character.
Yeah. He makes 2 medicine checks on Lumagrax, bandaging up the more severe parts of your impaling, and applying what seems to be an antiseptic to it.
So how much health do I get back?
None. He does not magically heal you. But he puts a thumbs up and says, "Infection's the silent killer."
Lame ass bitch.
Yeah, he looks at the other prisoner, and he's just walking out, is gonna look back and say, "Have you had that cough checked on?"
I need you to check on it.
Wow, that's a really nice way to ask for medical help.
Fine. No, I have not checked on it.
Yeah.
Maybe help me.
So I'm assuming you go through both of those of just like, I need you to check on it, and then just, oh no, excuse me. He's gonna like look up at the sky and just be like, oh, by Lilia's name, it's only 8th day. It's gonna be a long weekend. He walks up and he asks you, how long have you been coughing?
Like 3 or 4 days.
He's going to like have a wide smile on his face.
Oh, whoa! Get your hands away from there, sir.
Yeah, and he says, no, you're fine. Here, take these. Where'd you contract this cough?
I licked a skull! That's what happened.
And he's going to nod before immediately going to his medicine kit and pulling out a water skin and just like dumping it over his hands. And he looks at you and says, "All right, just and he's gonna look down and say, try and down this, and I'll be back to check on you eventually." And he's going to look at Lumigrax and say, "Stay away from that one," and then look at Altus and's like, "You're fine," and then very quickly leave.
I chug the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at Lumigrax and say, "Our $10 at work, idiot!"
I have no idea what you just said.
People who are from Dawkinsdale naturally have a very bad Cockney accent.
No, not at all. Dawkinsdale or Ilderon guy has a very elegant tongue that a lot of people in the rest of the world do find
I'm
annoying.
a beggar.
Mhm.
Fuck you.
Hey,
Not everyone can come up with elegance.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, yeah, you could come from the bad sides of Shadowside or the bad ways of Shadowside.
I'm on the wrong side of the magic tracks.
All right. So you guys are the rest of the party's resting for probably about maybe an hour before finally Lydia comes down to your area, followed by Geisen, and she's gonna come and say, "I came as soon as the envoy got me. She only said that you guys needed help, then left. What happened?" Lydia, of course, is once again dressed in her night robes.
You called her from her bed.
Well, Lydia, might I just say, your night robes are very elegant and pretty.
Oh no.
But
Go ahead.
But, so, Grax was stabbed when we were at Irelor's magic item auction, and he was stabbed by Stormbringer, and, then he...
Stormbreak.
He, seemed to be in almost a trance. And when he came to, he saw everyone in the room was pointing swords at him, and he began moving to defend himself. And it turned out that he was defending himself against members of the Risen. And so he's arrested, but I assure you that something about this just doesn't add up. Grax wouldn't normally do anything like that. I believe there's something afoot here that we don't fully understand, and I know Stormbreak is otherworldly in nature. Is there any way that it's doing something to him? We're waiting on a court date now so that I can explain what's going on.
She nods and says, I'll have to ask Lawrence, but I'm fairly certain whatever it is, I can dispel it or cleanse the magics affecting him. She looks to Geisen and says, "I'll go find him in the cells, and do what I can. You can stay with them or go back to the quarters." Geisen shakes his head and says, "No, the Sunyith ordered me to protect you." She shrugs and looks back to the party and says, "You can come if you'd like."
Oh, awesome! We'll come with you.
No! No!
Alright. So, going back to the cells. And this is just a ping pong of a night. You guys are, so Ladora had to go all the way up to, of course, fetch Lydia, go back down to, get the information she needed to have to question Lemongrax, and is headed back there. And as you guys are approaching the cell, coming down the opposite side of the hall, you are also going to see Ladora with what appears to be not only a risen member of Discipline and a scribe, but other members of the Sun Yith that you guys don't know by name. You guys are going to meet outside the cell, and she points to it and says, "Oh, I was just about to question," or she's going to bow first and say, "Light Solemn, I was just about to question," and she looks down at her form and says, "Lemongrax Soulheart, about a murder, if he could provide any more information on it." She looks back at the party and says, "Oh, we're not interfering with that. We're, one of these prisoners was affected with magic and needed to be cleansed of it." Ladora is going to shake her head and say, "I was there for the event. I'm not sure how much of that I believe." Regardless,
Bumper.
Yeah.
He was stabbed by a magic sword in the stomach. That's definitely affected by magic.
Oh yeah, definitely affected by magic. Cursed, she'll hold her breath on that one. Lemongrax is indeed cursed, by the way.
Alright, look here, Lemmy. We're together on this. Don't forget about me.
So I can never forget about you.
We fall into each other's caress. I'm sorry.
The door to your guys' cell swings open. There is a herd of people out in the hallway. Lydia steps in, and followed by your party members. Very cautiously, she approaches Lemongrax and kind of like waves a hand. Lemongrax has been fighting the strain of just like Stormbreak. It is directly underneath him.
Ooh.
Like it is the ring shouting to him at this time. He even succeeding these checks, like he is sweating. It is taking everything in his mental fiber to just keep his composure together.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would blight does blight affect materials? Does it cause them to wither?
No, it oh man, there's like a crying baby outside my door. Blight says what it affects. It affects plants.
Yeah.
Lydia, being the person she is gonna ask, "Can I try to cleanse you of the ailments affecting you?" She says, very gingerly to Grax.
Grax,
Am I
look at the
coherent?
hand.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the hand.
Yes, Grax is barely.
The sun's going down now.
Yeah, Grax is barely coherent. Geisen is going to swear and say, Rien, you don't have to ask. And he steps forward, grabbing Grax's wrist. If Grax wants to...
Stay calm.
Yeah, if Grax wants to fight his grapple check, he can. Lydia's going to look up at him and say, but it's polite to. Regardless, she's going to put her hand on Grax's forehead. And she's going to cast Dispel Magic, which I believe dispels curses. Or, no, she has to roll against Stormbreak's effect.
Ooh.
So, she is going to roll an 18. And would have only gotten that on a, because it is a divine, super level caster who made that check, would have only gotten that on a 17, 18, or 19. So I forgot how Dispel Magic works. I think it's a remove curse that takes curses off without having to roll against them. But anyways, she is going to beat Stormbreak's... oh, and she has to roll for every effect on you. She's going to beat the... Lydia is balling tonight! An 18 on her second check. She's going to beat Stormbreak's curse and its dominate effect on you. You can...
you're a weak bitch.
The next time the sword is on your person, though, the curse reapplies itself. And if you fail to save, so does the dominate effect.
Okay.
You are, the curse is going to be dispelled, and for the first time in, like, hours or, you know, all night, you're going to feel like, just like this weight lifted off of your, brain. And you're just, you know, that first exhale of...
So, Lydia, did he actually have a curse on him?
She's going to shrug and say if he had anything on him, it's gone now.
Oh, I thought if she dispelled it, she would know that she dispelled it.
Yeah, you guys see like this, to everybody else in this room, you guys are gonna see like this, this just yellowish light come from Lydia's hand into Grax's, forehead, and then, you know, and just around him, you're going to see this just kind of like dissolve as kind of like a misty cloud from his skin going out of him. I'm
going to say out loud, oh, so I thought he didn't have any kind of curse on him.
Yeah, to anybody looking at this who's like magically in sync, this is just typically how any divine dispel works. Of just, you know, using holy energy to break magical effects apart. Nobody else in this room is a caster of any sort, so nobody would have any idea. Ladora is just gonna point and say, doesn't it always look like that? Lydia is going to shrug.
So helpful.
Come on, Lydia, help us out.
She, honestly, yeah, she's gonna look back and say, honestly, I don't know. Every time I dispel stuff, that's, how it goes. She's, well, nobody in the room knows that, Altus is is an Arcanist, so nobody would, default to his opinion on that. But this would be a situation where Altus could be just like, oh yeah, that's definitely how it looks when, you know, magic is dispelled, or... none of these people are casters that deal with this in any sort of, like, capacity regularly.
But I'm a woman right now. I'm not Altus, I'm...
Also, no one is paying you attention, but they, Ladora knows who she put in this cell.
Yeah, fuck. Alright, well, I keep the form.
Take off the disguise.
No, I'm staying in the disguise, but I talk with my normal voice. As you can see, I'm great at magic. You know, this beautiful lady right now. Yeah, no, that's definitely curse. That's what happens when curses go boom. You know, you get rid of them, and it dissolves in the air. And if you breathe it in, you're cursed.
What?
What?
Yeah. As roll me a deception check on that. As you say that, Ladora is going to look around and say, "Oh, we're gonna need an." She's gonna look around and say, "Oh, we're gonna need an Arcanist for," and then she turns and looks back at Altus and it's like, "Wait a second."
Just thinks of this now.
Don't worry, I'm saving the beast I'm creating the beast that'll save me.
No, she definitely beat your. She almost failed your deception check.
Why is everyone so good at not?
Well, you see what happens when you roll a 2.
Can't help it. Where's my nat 20s?
Yeah, I had a night last night where I rolled all 6s and 7s. Regardless, though, once Lumigrex is cured, she is going to step up and say, she's going to step forward and say, Mr. Soulheart, if you don't mind, we have a couple of questions to you pertaining to events that happen outside of the Brass Queen.
How long has it been since I had, since the curse was broken and when it got on me? Like how long have I been struggling?
You've been struggling probably for about 3 hours.
At this point, like, Grax would be tired, I would think.
Okay, and just be like,
would want to rest.
I'm not answering any questions.
Yeah.
Now, Grax, I'm gonna tell you now. Usually these things go better on you if you cooperate. I realized from when we walked in here that you looked really bad. You were sweating, and you were very tired, but I think you should answer some questions. And then I'm going to point at his hand.
You were mishandled and misused. Threw you about.
Okay.
Ladora goes on and states and says, there was a stable boy there. I believe he handled your party's bear. And she goes on to say, did you see him at all while you were there? A couple members that we questioned claimed that you were near the stables at the time we think the attack happened. Or at least someone fitting your description.
How long ago was this in game time?
It was about 4 days ago.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see.
Only 4 days? Jeez.
Yeah, it was the 14th of Priestess when you guys left, and it is the 18th of Priestess now.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was 5 days ago. It was on the 13th. You killed him before you went to handle Anrai.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Well, fortunately, the only witness is dead.
Yeah, Grax is gonna say that. Yeah, I think I remember seeing the stable boy around.
What monstrosity is that on the bottom of the screen?
Oh my god, I have no idea. And she's going to ask, and did you see who attacked him?
I did not see who attacked him.
So you say that you were alive.
And she's gonna say there was a message written on the wall in blood. We're hoping to cut off this event before it becomes serialized in nature.
What was the message?
She is going to flip through the pages of the tablet she has and stop on a sketch. Grex can see the wall where it says the blood of the weak is not worthy.
That sounds like some serial killer shit, doesn't it? The blood of the weak.
And she's going to say my final question. Did you kill him?
I want to answer that one quickly. Maybe don't hesitate.
No.
You know what I'm gonna ask for, Taylor.
I know what you can ask for.
You know what I'm...
Inspire him!
Bardic inspiration.
Let me, oh my gosh, deception?
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna
We got your back. We got your back. Just roll a 20.
Oh gosh.
Motherfucker, we don't have your back. You are fucked. You killed a little boy.
Can I use inspiration?
You can use inspiration.
And roll it again?
I have not told you the results of your check.
Okay.
-2 in deception.
Yeah.
Plus the bardic inspiration.
Plus a Ben luck.
Alright, spend 2 sorcery points, roll a d4. Oh yeah, you can also roll the bardic inspiration if you want, Taylor. The bardic inspiration is 1d8, and then so far you are at a 13. You can choose to use that bardic inspiration or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. Is it what is it? 1d8.
Roll 1d8.
Slash or space d8.
Yes.
Is that it? A 7.
We saved the day.
Alright, so you get a 20 on that. I was fairly... Ladora rolled a 16 and comes up to 19 on her base check. She is she's going to inspect you for a second. Like just eyes narrowing, and then she's gonna say, "Of course, just a misunderstanding. If any more information comes forward, I hope that you'd be willing to share it with us." She bows to Lydia and says, "Light solemn," and steps out of the room. The scribe behind her has been writing this whole time. Carter is going to look up to Lumagrax and just be like, "Yes, just a misunderstanding."
What about me, Master Carter?
Lydia is going to offer the party and say, "Hey, if you're staying in I'm in watch tonight, we have extra quarters in our we have extra quarters in our order room. if you'd like.
We'll do that. That sounds like a good idea, and we'll be able to handle the trial tomorrow.
The least sketchy people to ever live.
What trial? Am I free to go?
So are we free to go, you mean?
Lydia walks outside the cell and talks to the guard. The guard, and this is actually a Sun Yith guard, not a Risen member, is going to look kind of uncomfortable, and he's gonna shrug, and Lydia's going to gesture for you guys to follow her.
Does that include me and Grax?
Yes, she gestures to the people inside the cell.
Oh, thank God.
No, you're still going to the trial tomorrow. We just get to sleep in a nice place.
I know. At least I get to be comfy before I die.
What trial? I didn't do anything wrong.
Just shush. Just shush.
Alright. Yeah.
I was wrongly imprisoned.
Look
And I am counter-suing.
Alright. So, as you are walking, as you guys like walk up to Lydia's room, this is a collection of about 6 rooms, all mashed together, on like one of the top floors of this tower. It is way more space than the 5 members of her order need, and she's going to move them. She's going to move Ashala out of her room and give that room to you guys. The whole time you're up there before you go to bed, Lydia is going to be inspecting the bandages on you and say they really should have properly treated this. It's unfortunate to see wounds like this fester and kill people in their sleep. And she's going to spend... probably have to spend about 3 spell slots to heal Grax back up to full.
I'm going to drop my disguise at this point, and I would like to do a plea with Lydia.
Okay.
Being on the whole look.
She heals you to full in 2.
Oh,
Yes.
Does she also cure me of my disease that I don't know if the doctor cured me of? Wasted tax dollars, man.
Yeah, your cough is definitely handled. You don't know if you're cured. But yeah, if you want to ask Lydia about that.
Well, I don't care. It's good enough.
Dies 2 days later.
Oh, well, it's better than dying here. So I wanted to divulge into, the guy that tricked me into killing Urinia. Because if I go to trial, like, they're gonna be like, Altus? Oh, that Altus? And I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah. They're gonna be like, where's Urinia? And I'm gonna be like, super dead. But I tell, because I don't want to go through that whole thing again. I tell her, if you remember, it's in the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I tell her my bio. I tell her what happened.
Yeah. As you are telling Lydia all that, she's gonna just be absolutely horrified at the story and say, "Do you need faith counseling? I can do that."
No, I didn't kill her. I accidentally killed her.
What does that even mean?
I fired up a spell, wild magic surged, it didn't go to my designated target, it hit her, she died, I had to take her guys.
So you killed her?
No.
You...
Random probability through chaos theory killed her.
Okay.
300 IQ.
But, like, I'm trying to plead here, I gotta hunt this man down so I can avenge my team. The woman who got me out of jail.
Alright. She is going to... Everybody else gets a full easy night's rest. She's going to spend the night in prayer with Altus, trying to soothe him. Do you want me to read some of the prayers she goes over with you?
Sure. Let's get some of that screen time.
Alright, the first one she reads is from a, and as she's going through, she's gonna say, I'm still a little new to this, but I feel like this one should, soothe you. It's the, 38th prayer from the Book of Prophets' Oaths. She says, Immortal, Mother, Life-Giver, I ask you in my burdened hour, in his burdened hour, grant him your presence, so he may reveal what hides in the shadows. I beg this of you, as your humble servant, O fire in our souls. Provide him, with your almighty grace. And she's gonna look up and say, do you feel better?
I'm going to die tomorrow.
And she says, of course, we should, definitely, go over some more. And she flips through the book and says, oh, this one. Celestial Mother, glorious light of our glorious light of my life, with guilty heart we come to you. And she looks to Altus and says, what was your name?
Lady, come.
Well, you haven't told her your name.
Oh, did I not? I thought like that's part of the divulging the whole.
Oh, okay, yeah, you would have told her like you're really Altus. Okay, and she's like,
yeah. No, I've already dropped the disguise of the.
Yeah, Altus, feeble-minded, and thought, cursed your gift in a moment of anger. Liberate him of his sins and heal him of his self-inflicted wounds. Chasten him for his sins so he may be rid of his guilt and live his life afresh. She looks back up at you and says, do you feel any better?
Well, from the, yes, great. There's a man in black that's going around teaching people to kill other people by accident. I'm going to die tomorrow. I tried to steal a sword to fulfill a magic prophecy that who knows if it was real or not. I just want to kill the eldritch horror that we released from a catacomb that's probably murdering and killing villages as we speak right now, but I'm still stuck up here, so are all of us, and we can't do anything about it.
Lydia is going to, kind of look to the side, and then she's going to hand you the book and says, you should find one that fits your pain. And she's gonna walk away. And say, meditation often helps.
Great.
You have a book of prayers.
Yay!
Otherwise, though, the party is able to sleep the night peacefully. In the morning, I'm assuming Order 42 is going to beat most of you guys up, and
66.
At the top of the morning there is a knock on the door. Stepping into the room, not even waiting for it to be answered, is Supreme Light Solum. Oh, he's got a picture too. You guys have seen him before. The rest of the order is going to be standing at attention as he comes in, except for Lydia. The way this room is structured, it's that circular room, and then there are the offshoot rooms. This one is a balcony overlooking the city, and then there's there we go, all the rooms off here. He comes into this circular dining area where they were reviewing the books before. As he steps in, Lydia steps to the table, and let's go ahead and pull him up so you guys can see him. Supreme Lights. I'm in Solum. Lydia steps to the table, and he gestures to it. Two members of his honor guard are going to bring in a fresh thing of what appears to be baked goods, and he's going to say, care to have breakfast with your father this morning? Lydia is going to sit down and say, "Of course, it is her father." After a moment, and he takes his seat, the other members of the order are going to come to the table and all take seats around it. As the rest of the party is like waking up and groggily seeing this, Lydia's gonna look back to you guys and say, "You can join us if you want, or you can go back to your cell until the trial starts."
I will be joining.
And he is Supreme Light Solemn is going to be taking a baked pastry and say trial, looking at the people in the room, inspecting them, and noticing Carter and saying, "You chose to dine with, or you chose to dine or reside with criminals while you're in town."
Yeah, I resent that.
So do I. I'm no criminal.
Yeah, and Lydia's going to say the same thing and say, "Well, if you judge otherwise, they might not be." He is going to nod towards Carter and say, "You were found innocent of the things convicted against you." Carter's going to say, "Damn straight I was." As they're eating, I guess this quiet silence is going to fall over this room, and the Supreme Light's going to say, "So with your investigation coming to an end, the assassin executed, and your Nazram contact missing, will you be headed back to Marbleport?" Lydia is going to nod and say, "It seems that way. We found some discrepancies in the Nazram log of the items stored in their vaults. I'm going to stick around for a day or two and see if I can find out what happened to those items." Iman is going to shake his head and says, "If people have been dying over this, it's likely not wise. Your only task was to find out what happened to the Risen member that was assassinated." Lydia nods and says, "Yes, but if more people are going to lose their lives, I don't think this is something I can simply let go." Iman is going to nod and say, "But it is something that I'm commanding you to let go, not as a Supreme Light, but as your father." Lydia is going to look at him and say, "Wait, what?" He's gonna shake his head and say, "Look, when I got you this position, I didn't know they were gonna send you on things like this. I thought they'd have you teaching." Lydia is going to say, "But I'm a light now. I can be a Supreme Light someday. I want to do the best that my station has afforded to me." He's going to look at her and say, "Go back to Marbleport, where it's safe."
I may actually have useful information on this.
Iman looks towards you and says, "And who exactly are you? I don't recall your face."
I'm Isium Sarisong. I was actually sent to aid in the investigation by the Arcanist of the Queen.
So, just to be certain for your player notes, she sent you to the slavery, to battle slavery in the city with the guild.
Right.
But I don't feel like Isium would remember that.
As it's definitely in my notes.
Okay, so then if you are knowingly, deceiving him, roll me a deception check.
Alright, 1 second.
I mean, he has no idea who you are, so he doesn't really have a reason to disbelieve you.
That sounds like I should definitely get a deception check with advantage.
No, I just rolled what his insight's gonna be with disadvantage against you. Yeah, so...
Natural 20.
You say that, and he's, going to, like, put down his, pastry and say, has this single murder already made its way to the court?
It was just something that she thought I should take a look into. The word has made its way all the way to the top.
And he's going to shake his head and say, well, I can assure you, the situation in Dockensdale is under control. Order will be restored shortly.
That's not what I found out during my investigations.
He nods and says, well, what did your investigations reveal? After all, Dockensdale is my charge to, guide.
Yes, sir. So, basically, once I got here, I got a large amount of information, and it involved these tablets going missing from the shipping manifest. We were told that we couldn't trust anyone all the way to the top. We've been working with many others, finding out more investigation, and one of those who we were working with had attempts on her life made while she was here in Dawkinsdale. It seems like this is a huge corruption and that they have infiltrated even the Risen.
He's going to nod, taking this in, and say, I should have been paying this this more attention. And Lydia is going to like kind of stand up, putting her hand on the table and say, that's what I was trying to tell you before you had Andorra executed.
And also, sir, this is a great opportunity for your daughter to prove that she deserves the position that she has. Instead of, I realize that you're acting as a father and you fear for her safety, but give her the chance to shine and prove that she is worth every bit of the position she has and so much more. And I will do a performance check on that, because that was a good performance.
No, you're fine. As you say that, he's going to nod and say, I see. Lydia, if you choose to stay, you'll have access to my full resources. I'll have my agents work on your behalf. If I find out anything, you'll be the first to know. And he looks, he's gonna stand from the table and look back at Lydia and say, on Andorra's execution, please know I only do what I think is best for Dockensdale and the Lil Nagai in the greater scheme. And I hope you don't hold that against me. Lydia is going to kind of look down and say, I know your job is hard and you see a lot of individuals daily. He nods and says, in every situation, it's nice to be reminded that we need to look at it with fresh eyes. He steps out of the room, and before he does, he looks back at the party and says, what were you convicted of this time?
Our buddy Grax here,
I don't know what my trousers were. FYI.
We were at the auction. Are you trying to get off on a technicality?
I didn't do anything.
Our friend Grex here, was helping look for Stormbreak at the little Irilor's auction after it disappeared, and when we came back to the room, he had been impaled by the sword, and it, according to Grax, the gatekeeper is the one who impaled him.
So, of the, Iman, who has a mark, on his arm too, by the way,
Oh.
is, going to, like, when you say, the gatekeeper, is gonna say, Stormbreak that was, brought in last night. You were the ones involved with that?
Yes, sir. And it would appear that when Grax was impaled with the sword, he formed some kind of bond with it. It looked like a curse.
He shakes his head and says, the charges being weighed against you will be dropped. I don't have time to deal with an event that doesn't even matter. While the sword would be an important relic to add to the museums of Lil Nagai, bandits in the night took it.
Can I insight that?
You can.
Wait, can't he still tell where the sword is?
He can.
It's not pulling him.
Oh, 23.
Oh, 20. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, from what you can tell, yeah, the Supreme Light doesn't even want anything to do with this. The sword, he seems to be telling you the truth, you know? No you know, backhanded, slights, or just like, yeah, like that sword that went missing again? Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
And can I sense where the sword is?
Yeah, the sword still feels very much in the tower.
Okay.
You want to try and summon it?
Not yet. Well, why would he say that bandits took it if it's still in the tower?
You ask him that?
They could have.
No, I don't ask him that.
You should straight up ask him that.
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know that I know that I know where it is.
But if he's not lying, then someone's got it, and they've hidden it inside the tower. Or he's planning on murdering you with the sword in like 2 seconds.
Lomagrax, I told you to take this.
He's not a. The sword can't be attuned to 2 people, can it?
It cannot.
Okay.
I say, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna go for it and ask him. Why would you say that bandits took it if it's still in the tower?
He's going to say, wait, the sword never made it to our vaults. When I was summoned last night to inspect it, it was gone, missing out of its case.
Or somebody lied to you, because it's still in the tower.
He's gonna look at you and say, how do you know?
I'm attuned to it. I can sense where it is.
He's going to look
Would
to.
you like me to show you?
Yeah, he's gonna look to Lydia and say, take me, or I'm going to borrow your companion. Lydia is going to kind of look side to side and then nod He's going to gesture into the hallway. In the hallway, by the way, are probably about 25 armed guards.
What?
Supreme Light Solum is one of the only 2 lights with a personal army.
We're gonna go with them. Do you want to come, Lydia? Just as, like, you know, not a safety net?
Lydia, Geisen, by the way, who is, like, stuffing his face, like, on this, feast brought into the room, is, gonna look up, and almost groan, but remember who's in his presence, and just kind of, like, and, sit at attention, and Lydia's, gonna say, yes. Immediately, you guys are gonna see Geisen get up and walk into the room. He's unarmored, but he comes out with his, greatsword, behind, Lydia. Lydia follows you guys. Lumagrax can lead everybody, this whole brigade, down through the can lead the party down through the tower into the vaults.
All right.
Into yeah, what would be essentially an evidence lockup. And the you're going to see multiple pieces or cases from Irlor's shop in here, and then you're going to find the black chest that had the sword in it originally, and that is where you feel the sword pulling to you from. The Supreme Light is going to tell you it's not there; it never made it in here. Are you wasting my time?
I grab it, or I attempt to grab it.
Okay, you open the chest?
Yeah, I open it.
It is empty. You feel the sword's presence here, though.
I
Attempt to pick up where you feel the sword.
Yeah, like where, like
the sword's just lying in this box. Like,
okay,
yeah, just like it is just ringing in your ears of just.
I'm picking it up.
You know what I'm gonna ask you for?
Wisdom.
Charisma save.
Charisma.
You reach.
Bardic inspiration.
You reach into this box, Taylor, and nothing's here. And you reach for the hilt, and you feel your hand just kind of dip into water that you are pretty certain is not there. And lifting out of this box, just kind of crystallizing from seemingly like nothing but vapors, is this is Stormbreak in your hand. Roll or you can add that Bardic Inspiration die if you like. You know already that 11's not gonna pass it.
I know already that what?
You can roll a Bardic Inspiration die that Icium granted to you.
That's a D8?
Yes.
Okay. R dash space D8. 4. 15.
15. Alright, you fail the charisma save again.
Oh.
You feel the overwhelming urge to can take a life with the sword. Your hand clenches around the sword and you become unwilling to part with it. Seeing this happen, the Supreme Light is going to say, by Lydia's grace. Lydia is going to say, wait, what? How?
And then I'll say, I told you somebody lied to you.
The Supreme Light is going to scratch his head and say, well, I suppose that's... And he's going to step closer. Lumagrax's hand is just like wrapped around this, and he's going to gesture for it and say, may I inspect it?
No, it's... I can't let go.
Lydia, could you remove the curse again? I believe that Grax is again cursed.
Lydia is going to look side to side and say, look at Lumagrax, like still wielding, like holding this sword, and
I will stand between you and him.
Yeah, you step forward, and Geisen steps forward too with you, and good mother fudging lord. All right, so Geisen's gonna step forward with you too to ward off Grax. Lydia, unafraid, is going to step between both of you, once again placing her hand, or pointing her hand towards Lumagrax and casting Dispel Magic. Rolls a nat 20 against the against the charisma effect, and a 16 failing to dispel the curse.
Ooh.
You cannot get on a boat. Rather, you can't be afflicted by winds, but you do feel the mental, like, just screaming of the sword calm in your mind.
Okay,
So
I can sheath it now.
If you have a sheath for it.
Can he just hand it over?
You can hand it over.
Okay. I'll hand it over.
The Supreme Light looks inspecting the sword, and like as he like looks up and down the hilt of the blade and the different symbols on it, and he's gonna say it's just like all the descriptions and all of the history books taught around here. And he's gonna look back at Grax and say, as you know, this is a priceless piece of Ililnagian history. I can't simply grant it to your presence. And he's going to place it in the box and say, but I do thank you for... And as he sets it down in the box, it shatters. The pieces of it seem to fall into holes that don't exactly exist. The sword again fades out of existence. Lumagrax feels it right there. The Supreme Light looks in complete disbelief at what just happened and goes to pick it up again. There is nothing in the box.
Sir, I believe that Grax can again pull the sword out. I think he is meant to have this sword by divine will. Are you trying to supplant your will against that?
Yeah, he's going to say the gatekeeper is nothing but a trickstress.
Right, but the only way you get this sword is if you let Grax use it for what he is meant to do. You are part of a prophecy. You will get the sword when we're done, and you can put it in a museum, and we will hand it over willingly. Right, Glax? Sorry, right, Grax? And I point to his hand again.
Out of character, is there like an actual prophecy that we know about, or are we just bullshitting again?
Well, the God of Death told you guys something needed to be done with this. But he's gonna mull this over and say, very well. Take it with you.
Thank you.
I'll be very invested in your guild, or in your party's matters in the future.
Oh boy.
Thank you, sir. Now, Lydia, if you will get ready to dispel Grax, I'm gonna go ahead and give you bardic inspiration. Can I do that to NPCs?
Well, does Gratz want to pick up the box? Because he gestures towards the whole,
Oh, yeah, just pick the box.
Yeah, we'll pick up the box. And we'll find a sheath for the sword later.
Gratz picks up the box and moves it. The sword's presence stays where it was at.
You have to pick it up.
Ah, damn. Okay.
So yeah,
You don't have to. You don't have to pick it up.
You should pick it up, or you're gonna piss death off.
I'll pick it up.
All right. Lumbergrax reaches again. Now you are going to. Lumbergrax is going to notice this. You do have the bardic inspiration, but you go to pick it up, and it's like the sword's presence is there, and you wrap your hand around it, and a second time this is a lot more evident. And you know what? No, I'm not going to make you roll an insight check for this, because you're going to roll a 1. And you're going to notice the sword starts materializing as you want to wield it.
Okay.
It is purely coming back. Like, you're going to grab it because you feel it there, but you kind of see it forming as you're reaching for it, like before your hand even touches it. However, you grab the sword again and you wield it.
Yay.
Okay.
Everybody in the room died.
Giving you again.
Roll me a charisma save.
Oh boy.
Please, yes, succeed. Please. I'm begging.
Fail. And guess what? Lydia is going to.
Fail.
Lydia's going to fail all of the. Is going to fail all of the dispel checks on there.
Even with her bardic inspiration I gave her?
She rolled a 15 and then a 2. That brings her check to a 17. It is a 19th level effect on it. Or it is a 9th level effect on the sword, as far as, the caster who made it. She only succeeds on a 17. Oh, wait. With your check, I forgot. Yeah, she gets... So her bonus goes to it. And then your bonus goes on top of that. So yes, that too would move it down in range that she touches it. And the touch goes in favor of the attacker, and she would dispel the first effect, but not, once again, not the curse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Greg, go ahead and
I had
put
to
it in
math
the
for a second.
Put it where?
Sheath it. Put it in the sheath for your other weapon.
So take out my great sword and put the
bastard sword in the same sheath.
I would gladly hold on to your great sword for you.
No, Grax, I'll carry your great sword. I will be your pack mule.
Grax, we've been prison buddies.
Grax, you know he's a moron, and he will cause us all to die.
You know that I disguised you because we're friends.
Grax is
Are you admitting to a crime in front of the Supreme Light?
We're pardoned.
I thought I was pardoned.
We're pardoned. We are.
As you start saying that, Lydia is going to turn to Altus and be like, "Oh, did you still want me to speak on behalf for your crime?"
Yeah, the pardon part of it, where I got pardoned. Right. Yes, I wanted to speak on behalf of my crime.
Lydia is going to talk to her father and say, and since I'll have access to your full resources, they'll be helping me with the rest of my investigation. Altus is convicted of murder, or is
not convicted, not convicted.
And she's
Guilty.
gonna look and say, well, he did it, and Iman's gonna say, execute him to the gallows. Lydia's gonna shake her hand and be like, no. He's going to seek atonement by helping us solve this thing with the missing runes.
Why does everyone think I murdered somebody? It was an accident and not even a purposeful murder.
It's still murder.
It's manslaughter.
Iman is going to look over Lydia and say, yes, you're right. This is your investigation. Handle it as you see fit. He looks to the rest of the party, smiles, nods, and walks off.
So that
Thank
guy,
you.
am I right?
Mm-hmm.
That guy is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He just solved all of our problems in like 30 seconds.
Lydia's gonna say, well, he is the supreme light of the city. Well, of the region.
So can we, like, get to kill it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't say that out loud.
So, Lydia, would you like to accompany us back to the guild hall? There's something about the investigation that I should let you know in private.
No, don't be in private with him.
Bow chicka wow wow.
She is going to say, let me gather the rest of my order and Gaizen's armor, and we will meet you there. And she looks back and says, where's your guild hall?
It is up Shield Way and to the left, right next to the water. No, up Shield Way and to the right.
Carter is going to give her the specific location of the place it is and used to be, and she will be able to find you guys. Alright, you guys otherwise are set from the Supreme Lights quarters. You can leave Iman watch with your stuff in tow and your
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Since we have her resources, is by chance the staff within the collected items?
That staff was not bid on.
Would I be able to convince her to strengthen my magical stuff? Do I have the option to attempt to convince her to I can strengthen my powers and magic to further assist us by getting the staff?
You can try.
What persuasion?
Yes.
Remember, this is a very expensive item and it's in an evidence locker, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, Lydia is going to scratch her head and say, I don't know if I even have access to this. And she's going to say, I'll talk to some members of the tower on my way up. If I can, I'll bring it.
Yes! I say that out loud. While rubbing my hands together, very sinister. No, without the hands part.
Yes, very good, very good. All right,
We'll meet you at the guild hall.
okay. You guys head back to the guild hall, and everybody is dead.
Yay!
I'm kidding.
Aw.
On the way, can we stop by a certain inn with a certain packs in it?
That is on the other side of the city. You can go there, though, if you want.
I will travel there very quickly.
Alright. So, going to the inn, and we can handle this pretty quick. You are going to go to the inn and search it down. There is no Pax and there is no Arabella in this entire establishment. You can roll an investigation check if you like. Their room is, their stuff is still there. But there's no one else there. Or rather, they're not there.
$19.
All right. Yeah, asking around here, looking through their stuff. They headed out. The serving staff tells you, yeah, they headed out about the time that, you know, they told you they were going to be heading out at. They never came back in for the night, but they did pay for a week's stay, so, you know, they didn't bother with the with their stuff in the room. But they did not come back last night.
Uh-oh. I will leave a message for her that says, come to the guild hall when she is able, and I will put the code so that we know we're talking to each other. If you would like me to tell you it, I can. I just have to finish smoking a cigarette so I can get back to my notes.
I know the code. The claw draws close to the tower. She nods. The serving staff member, or rather, yeah, you just can leave that letter in her stuff. Yeah, and you head back to the guild hall with the rest of the party. You're going to show up there later, even, you know, after hustling. The rest of the party is going to get here, and you guys are going to see a figure leaving the guild hall, dressed completely in, and this is a weird sight, dressed completely in brown robes, head to toe, covered up in Ilderon. Ilderon is, you know, a very temperate country on the equator, so it is very warm here, and seldom a reason to ever, you know, completely cover yourself. This person, you see this person leaving the guild hall. They seem in a hurry not to be noticed by you guys, but it'd be pretty awesome if they could roll a stealth check.
Follow him and catch him.
I chase him down.
This person leaves your guys's, like, this person is let out of your guild house, like, your security patrolling, like, the front of this place, and the side just lets them go by. As you chase the person down, she is going to scream and turn and yell and say, "You savage!"
I tackle. I use tackle.
Use headbutt.
You can roll a grapple check. I am rolling theirs with disadvantage.
It's athletics, right?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah!
The worse and the bad.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so you guys are going to tussle for a moment as you try and grab this woman, and she is going to slap you clear across the face. And does this person have a card yet? I'm pretty sure I gave this person a card. The person you're talking to. Her, as you're trying to grapple her, pieces of her appearance and pieces of her appearance are going to be pulled off, and you're going to be able to. She does not have a card yet. Okay, I didn't make one. I have her picture. I just have to make her a card. You're going to see. You're going to see blonde hair fall free, and what appears to be some sort of decorated aristocrat underneath these robes. And she's going to pull her face mask back up and say, I'm a member of your guild, but I want to be caught dead in the slum side of town. And she's going to wrap herself back up and say, "Unhand me, you savage!"
We'll see about that.
yeah.
I'll send you to Master Carter first. We can't just have people disguising themselves running out of our hall. It makes us look weak.
She is going to shake her head and say, "You know me as ally."
Oh shit!
Awesome.
Kind of turn her nose to you, look around, and
do I know
continue to walk off.
I thought I tackled her.
Yes, you.
failed.
Yeah,
Oh.
you guys were. She rolled with disadvantage, but she did beat your 15 on a lucky roll.
Alright, well, can I intimidate her to go and speak to Carter so I can be assured of this and that she's not some type of spy trying to...
I mean,
Ally
you
is.
heard us when we were talking about Ally, because Ally's been sending us messages with stuff to do.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys walk in, you know Lysina has been keeping a rigorous record of members of the guild.
Yeah, but people could just say their name as something. I'll let it slide. I'll let her get away with our trade secret.
She continues to walk off with her 11 in stealth.
Jesus. Is she knocking everything in the road around as she goes?
Oh, yeah, she's definitely trying not to be noticed, which makes her
She's just screaming,
noticeable.
"Don't look at me! You can't see me!
Yeah.
Look away!"
Not to mention she just got into a slapping fight with Altus. Walking into the guild hall, Lysina wouldn't. The first thing she'd do is, of course, walk up to Carter and it's like, "Hey, sign this, sign this, sign this, sign this," and would inform Carter the person Octus recruited officially joined last night. Carter would see her form. It is a Lil Harin.
Yay!
She can take care of jobs for you guys that she is capable of. As what's his face? As Altus already proved, she is not combat capable. But as everybody's settling back down into home sweet home, Lydia and the rest of the order arrives shortly after Icium.
I approach Lydia. Have you news of my staff?
Oh!
Oh god.
Yeah, she's going to proffer it forward and say, I just paid for it.
Oh no! How much did you pay?
She shrugs and says it's just worth just over 1,000 rubies.
Well, what? I got gold. Well, how much is a rupee worth? I don't. Am I indebted to you for life now?
Yes, your firstborn and lastborn children are both hers.
Well, I'm celibate for the time being, so yippity doo.
I mean, that could have been a proposition for sex.
But yes, Lydia gives you the staff, and she is going to inform. Well, I think you know what it is, right?
No, I don't. What is it?
It was a specific staff wielded by Dila Winrona from a certain period in time. I told you guys last session, but I gotta look which one. Because it's not any of the very rare ones.
It's still an awesome staff.
I was gonna say, not very rare, but it's worth 1,000 rubies. A ruby's gotta be worth money.
The price of rubies changes depending on where you're at.
Okay. So they're like turnips in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, actually they are, exactly.
Say thank you.
Oh, I thank you. I rub the staff.
So...
Now you're cursed and you instantly die.
Is it a staff that turns me into a skeleton man?
No. Dila is not entirely a, Dila is not entirely a wizard. While she is a wizard, she wasn't initially trained as one. It is a Staff of the Adder.
Okay.
It can only be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock.
I can't use this thing.
You can sell it, though.
Oh, now I just feel bad.
Just accept it and let me get to talking to her. Her and I have real things to discuss.
All of us have real things to discuss. I take the staff anyways. I'll use it to beat people with.
Yeah, that is. You can also trade it too. Lydia has her full order here with her. They're kind of poking around. They're kind of poking around through your guys' storehouse. The storehouse part of this guild. The storehouse part of this guild house. Oh, that's a weird sentence. And you know, they're just like looking at barrels, the various like dried goods stored here, and the armory and things like that. Lydia is talking to Altus when the rest of the party approaches.
Is it just us and Lydia within earshot?
Yes, Tia Lee enters the room too. Presumably she's here to scribe for you guys. As, you know, Lysina puts the lesser task on her.
Teely, give us just a moment. And, I lean in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, she's, going to shrug and say, if you need my seal for anything, I'm just a room over.
Understood. We'll come get you if we need you.
Lydia's going to point as she leaves and say, I don't have a risen scribe. You might want her back.
No. We'll go get her in just a moment. What I have to tell you is of utmost secrecy. Pax never left town. But we've secretly been in contact with her, and we've been assisting her with the investigation, but she never came home last night after being at Irilor's with us.
Well, we couldn't find her.
Correct. We couldn't find her there, but she never returned back to the inn where she was staying. I've just been there to check.
She is, Lydia is going to roll a couple insight checks and say, do you think she's been fooling us this whole time?
I know she has. I have seen her and spoken with her. She went into hiding after the attempt on her life.
She's going to nod and say, well, where do we begin looking for her? Those items missing from the Nazram manifest, do you think she knows where they went?
I think she has a hell of a lot more knowledge than any of these idiots that I normally hang around with.
The rest of the party is still there, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I say that while pointing at each of them in turn and giving them all dirty looks. Except for Grax. Grax gets a pat on the head.
Grax has an otherworldly sword. Except for you, you're great.
When we met with Pax earlier in the day yesterday, she said that she would meet us at this location on Shield Way. I propose we start there. We didn't see her there last night, but maybe she arrived after we went inside. Let's start poking around.
Lydia...
Also, we have like an extra army here, right?
Not an army. You just have Lydia's order, which is 5 people. Only 2 of them are combatants.
Mm. And then I yell for Teely.
Teely's going to step back into the room. And Lydia is going to... she's not going to be able to put 1 and 1 together for you guys. And she's going to say, yes, right away. That's for Gaizen, Ashala, and Swin, and that's everybody in the group. Alright, so as you guys are getting ready to go look on Shield Way, and you guys are leaving the Guildhall house together, Ashala is going to say, so how did you know you were, or how did you know to be at this party for to find the person, or to find Pax and the person you're looking for?
We were told to be there by Pax.
Ashala's gonna nod and say, yeah, and what I'm saying is, how did she know?
Pax knows all.
Mm-hmm.
She's my go gadget Deus Ex Machina.
She's gonna say, well, if and Ashala's going to grimace and then smile and say, I really do wish the best for your friend, but honestly, I think like a hunter. If I was in the situation of the people she's after, and I knew somebody was on my tail, and then they disappeared, I would lay bait out to bring them back out into the open. And then once they're there, Shala is going to grimace and then kind of just gesture very quickly with her finger over her throat and say, this person behind these behind the assassinations on these government officials has been a step ahead of us each time.
I know Pax is alive. I just know it, because if not, we're all screwed.
Yeah, Lydia's going to say, are you saying, he's already killed her? She shrugs, and says, well, if she said, if they already tried to kill her once and she said she left town and nobody knew where she was, I would say the thing that she's looking for is in a specific location, and then the moment she comes looking for it, spring the trap there.
Well, we have a name to go on and to ask around, and we have someone who knows what he looks like and is friends with Carter. Rocket is the guy who's friends with Carter, who knows what Cardrin looks like.
Carter is going to say, I'm not friends with Rocket, but I'm acquaintances. Yeah, but otherwise, you guys head to Shield Way. Where do you want to start your investigation? Irlor's ceremonial weapons is closed. The doors are boarded up, and there's one member of the Risen sitting on the steps in front of it. She has a spear. It seems like she's barely doing her duty to guard this place.
Okay. One second.
Anybody can contribute, if you guys want.
Anybody got anything?
Grax waves at the guard.
She is, she looks, kind of preoccupied, dazing off. But she's gonna notice you waving at her, and she's gonna look around, then point to herself, and then wave back at you.
Grax smiles.
It's great! It's quality! Meanwhile, we're gonna flip to Pax's scene. I'm kidding. Because I don't want to spoil that for you. I don't know what that is. Locate creature. Alright. Describe name of creature. 1,000 feet. Yes. It's funny that you should do that here. Let's see. Spell can locate. If it's moving, you know the direction of the spell. The longest you've seen the creature. Alright. You can't...
I've been within 30 feet of Pax. I've flirted with her.
Yeah, 10 feet wide blocks of direct... Okay, cool. Yeah, so you are going to be able to kind of hone in on Pax's aura. Just feeling it. There are slums behind Shield Way, and it's very faint, but from that direction, you're going to be able to go into this area, which is called what's the name
By
of
the
this
way,
neighborhood?
everybody, I wasted my other 4-level slot on that because I knew it was going to come in handy at least once.
Alright. The slums of Minor Sword Way. Okay. You guys are going to find yourselves in a small you're going to find yourselves in a small neighborhood, just with buildings squeezed in any place you can possibly fit them. There are some built on top of each other here. Like wooden buildings built on top of stone buildings, and this place is a rat's nest. The building you find yourselves in is a little more than a large abandoned, or outside of is a large abandoned wooden house, squeezed between two buildings to fit on the street it occupies. Hanging from the top of this tavern, you guys can see a sign that says the Sad Wolf Tavern. It, however, is abandoned, and it seems that various people have been occupying this place as a sort of boarding house, I guess would be the best description, or hobo nest. Maybe that's a better one.
Like a shanty town.
Yeah. Anyways, how long does that spell last? For an hour? Yeah, just walking around this area, you feel Pax's aura kind of from this building.
I knock on the door.
Alright. The cool thing is, the door is open. Inside of this building is a bunch of people. They are poor, destitute, some barely even clothed. It smells like feces inside of here, and they are going to all scatter as somebody screams, "The Sonya's here!"
Jesus, what a thing to come back to. Sorry, my mom needed me.
Can I continue honing in on Pax?
You can. She's on the second floor of this building. As you guys walk through this building, Geisen is going to take the lead and walking through the various rooms here. The second floor, one person's going to scurry up these stairs, and you are going to see him talking to people at the top of the stairs. Geisen is going to put his arm out in front of the party, gesturing for everybody to go back in the previous room and say, those are armed guards atop those stairs. I don't like this.
No, I assure you, we can talk our way through this situation. Just let me go up there alone to talk to the guard.
Or we
I've
could
learned
kill our
that
way
I'm
through the
useless
situation.
in every situation.
Kill our way
talking.
through.
Why would you kill armed guards if Pax needed armed guards?
The scorching rays?
Alright. So, Geisen is going to say, I'd rather lose one person up there than all of us walking face first. He's going to gesture, he's going to gesture to Icium to the stairs.
I will walk up the stairs and say hello to the guards and that I'm here with the person who hired them.
I see him get stabbed 23 times.
As you walk up the stairs and talk to the guards, they are going to be very, very like warding of you and say, they're gonna point their spears at you and say, "Yield!"
I yield.
All right. One takes you by the arms and is going to say, "Woof." Take him to Garrett. The guard brings you into the room, or is going to take you by the hands and bring you into the room. He leads you into one
They're holding hands as they walk.
Well, no, he's got, like, if Icium's, like, yielded with his hands above his, like, head, he's, like, grabbed at a point where, you know, he has both of, like, his hand around his wrists, holding, like, you know, both of Icium's wrists. He's going to lead you...
sleep at night.
He's going to lead you into what appears to be, like, an abandoned inn room. And in the wall here, it's going to be kind of broken down and lead into a second room. There's no door to, like, what from the hallway would appear to be this second room. No windows either. It's dark and lit only by a single torch. The torch is directly above a person in the center of the room. The person in the center of the room has... Yes, it is Pax. She's got the black hair, and you can see her tattoos are obscured from where her makeup has been rubbed off. Pax is tied to a chair. She has several cuts on her, and she is sweating from the torch directly above her. There's a man walking around the room tossing a knife. And Pax is going to look up and say, so yes, I see him leave! And he's going to turn and say, "Oh, so this is another one of the ones She
I'm
is going to shake her head and say, I don't know him! I don't know him!
I am going to immediately cast Prestidigitation on the floor, which is the ceiling of the level where everyone else is, and use that to make a large mark that says, guys, it's bad. You need to come save me.
This was a bad idea.
Right. Rodney's getting the bow out.
I cast Scorching Rays on the floor. Or on the ceiling for me.
Yeah, as you like make that prestidigitation, the guard's gonna come and push you down in the room, and he's gonna gosh, what would they have to restrain people in here? Oh, they'd have torture devices. He's gonna start manacling you to what appears to be some long board next to Pax. And the guy in the center of the room is going to say, Cardrin said I'd only have to torture one person for information. But seeing as how she won't give up any of her other companions, we're going to need to know just about everybody who knows about our little operation. You'd be happy to comply.
So, here's a list that's itemized and of important.
So it's like, alright, so 1, I'm gonna bend things, and I'm gonna stop you at 1, because I'm not even gonna make it to 2. No, I'm not gonna make it to 1.
Can I cast a Scorching Ray on the ceiling, dropping them down to our floor, and...
No, they're not, so, they're on a different part of the building, but the range of Prestidigitation, like, he can hit the space of where you guys were at. But they're a good like 30 to 40 feet forward inside of this tavern.
Okay. Yeah, Rodney's getting the bow out.
Grax unsheaths his sword.
Stormbreaker!
Thank you, dear God, Prestidigitation.
Oh, Taylor, give me a charisma save.
Fail it so you can mass murder.
Alright.
15.
Yeah, the sword has a purpose when you draw it.
We point him in the right direction.
You feel the screams of the sword. It feels like something is shackling or muffling a greater part of the sword, but nonetheless, it seeks blood, specifically a life.
Right, so the guard was having a search. Does he see us?
The hobo lookout's already alerted them to your presence. We're going to pick up here next session.
Man, I want to kill something.
We finally got to some action.
Yes, this action, Pax was kidnapped last night. However, I decided I was going to roll a percentage die for every 8 hours you guys didn't rescue Pax. And she did not crack under torture. Just like, good. Oh yeah, I'm doing really good. I'm not going to betray my friends. You know, I might die here, but, you know, they'll go on in my stead and get this matter taken care of. And then they show up and it's like, hey, we came to die with you. It's like, no! This is the opposite of what I wanted.
Hey, can I say one thing before we end the session to the guy who's about to torture me?
You can.
Okay. Hey, dude, listen. I know that you think you're gonna get information out of me or whatever, and you probably will, but I'm telling you right now, we have an entire order with us. That's 5 people, plus all of my friends, plus me, and I'm kind of helpful. And I think that I can guarantee you that
Don't undersell yourself.
Stop them from murdering the hell out of you if you let us go.
Alright, we're gonna pick up on his response to that statement next time. Which,
let's do Dragon Ball Z.
Which is definitely gonna be, well, hostages are good. Alright, so,
we're ending really early tonight.
10:10. Normally we go to 10:30, but I have sleeping children in the other room.
Wait.
Yeah, we can probably go for another 20 minutes, but I don't want to run the gambit of like waking them up. It's like a ticking time bomb. Alright, so tonight you guys got the sword. The whole party met Iman Solom, and everybody was just like, oh, he's nice.
Except
I
Frog.
created new
I
creations
wasn't
for
on
my
his
board.
I told him his daughter
he was kind of rude, actually. like who knocks on the door and then opens it without
It's
waiting?
his tower!
Sounds like something a filthy
I'm
beast
just saying that's kind of redundant.
Well, it was more of like a courtesy knock of like, I'm coming in, you know?
That's not really courteous.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, so you guys met Iman, you got the sword, and you found Pax! Yay!
Yay!
What about Arabella?
You did not find Arabella.
I made art. Lots of art. Very bored.
Yeah, so 3 events for tonight. Did anything... I'm thinking of what happened in the prison. I'm gonna give you guys minor experience for the standoff with Ladora. Of just like, of course, yeah, it's just a misunderstanding. Have a good day. 1,750 for tonight.
1,750.
Yes. Oh, and you guys, Lil Haran officially joined the guild. Minor experience for that. 1,800 for tonight in total.
Hey, I tackled her as well.
All right, 1,850. That's for the slap and fight. I will also give Altus inspiration for stealing the sword and almost getting away with it too. If it wasn't for that one attentive student.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
And that damn dog.
Just go straight from PG out of the window.
Alright, let's see.
My creepy dragon rabbit thing.
1,850 EXP for tonight. Yeah, since,
I would help.
yeah, since we moved a little bit slow tonight, if everybody can meet this coming Sunday, you know, we can handle this combat on the 10th if you guys would like. Otherwise, your guys' next session is on the 18th.
I'm down for the 10th.
Okay, I will talk to JJ. Even if, you know, he can, I can control Carter for combat of just like, oh yeah, Carter hits things hard. We got through about half of what I wanted to cover tonight, so it's fair.
And what will be drawn next time? The 4 horsemen have been completed.
And we're going to an end card. Ba-boom, ba-boom.
If you'd like to see the 4 horsemen, come watch, come check out.